recognize them if you've been in the model home because they're also sitters of mine. We've worked together for years now. They come out and give me some off days every once in a while, and but actually we're building a house for them. So before I get started on all of that, I want to remind you that if you are watching, make sure that you like and share the video. And also this week we're going to ask you
1 second. Okay, it's back.
Hey, we're back. Sorry guys, we're out in Athens, so service is not very good out here. Okay, so anyway, what I was just saying was, if you're watching the video, make sure you comment below, like the video, tell us if you like the beach or the lake better. The winner from last week was Lisa Gregory. Thank you so much for tuning in and commenting below. Do that again today. We'll put you in the drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card. But again, if you're just tuning in, we are off-site today. We're in Athens at one of our scattered properties doing an on your lot build. And we're with some good friends of mine, Ron and Cynthia Webster. I'm tripping over stuff in the floor. Sorry, guys. But as I was saying before, they're realtors with Exit Realty North, and they're also sitters of mine. And so you might see them in the model home every few weekends or so. So anyways, we wanted them to come on today because they had a very unique situation, and so that's kind of why we're building out here. So can you tell us a little bit about why you chose to work with Murphy Homes and why you chose to build outside of our communities?
Okay. Well, we had a special need where we needed a multi-generational home. We needed to have an apartment attached to the home so that we could bring my mother in. And we couldn't find anything like that in Athens or Madison that suited our needs. So having worked with Charlie through Laura, we decided that we would like for him to build us a home. And so we worked with him on, we brought him a floor plan that we liked, and he helped us get it modified for the apartment. And so far, everything has gone very well. We're very happy with the way things have been progressing on that.
Well, we chose Murphy Homes because we like the existing floor plans that Charlie has designed and his quality and they just look like great homes. They are great homes. So we want to bring that quality out here.
And y'all are real familiar with that, right? Because you're constantly taking your customers to see different new construction sites, different home builders. So do you feel like the quality is, better or comparable, or how do you feel about just the whole process in general? Because y'all have actually built several homes before.
I think it's better because there's a closer attention paid to each home that goes up. It's not one after another cookie cutter. So, we're working with people that care about quality.
And the fact that, like the little things like putting plywood on the outside of the home instead of whatever that plastic stuff is. So there's just little attention to detail that makes it a little bit better quality home. And I think that it's going to make the home last a lot longer.
Yeah, and your house is looking great. I'm excited to see. It's about halfway, well, I guess we're a little more than halfway done. We've got the cabinets in, and we'll definitely come back and give y'all another tour when it's finished so you can see. This home site is absolutely gorgeous. They couldn't have picked a better place. They're on a cul-de-sac. Their backyard's got very mature trees, and we actually picked this home site today because Charlie and I want to show you when you build off site, there's certain things you have to do that don't necessarily have to happen, or maybe you don't have to deal with it as much because we already do it because we build in that community every day. But when we do these off-site builds, there's kind of a checklist of things that need to happen before we can get busy building the house. And so when we were working with the Websters to get things started on their house, we had this long list of things that they probably wouldn't have been able to know about all these things that need to be done if we didn't go through this process with them. So we try to do a lot of hand holding. Hopefully we've done a good job. You've done an excellent job. But thank you guys so much for coming on today. I'm excited to show everybody a little bit what's going on out here. And like I said, they're with Exit Realty North. You might see them in my model home every once in a while. If you have any needs, just let me know. I'll get you in contact with them. They're excellent realtors. And very good friends of mine, so I promise you can trust them. So, anyways, thank you all very much. Charlie is going to come on in. Well, I think maybe we're going to turn into the sun and fry a little bit. So, y'all know Charlie. This is the builder, and he's been on the videos a few times, but we've been doing these home site evaluations. We've always done this stuff, but we've actually got a new list that we're working through, and it just kind of helps to keep it organized. And Charlie's been doing a really good job on being super informative to the customers. So we wanted to show y'all, because we haven't done anything on your lot yet. All the things that we've done on our Facebook Live videos have been in our communities. So we wanted to get out of there, come off site, show you a little bit of how it works out here. So if y'all have any questions, make sure you're chiming in. But okay, so Charlie, when we have an off-site build, I know sometimes people have their land already and sometimes they don't. So let's just pretend that, like the Websters, they already had their home site and we really didn't know a whole lot about it. So what kind of things do we have to do up front before we feel comfortable getting ready to start building the house?
What we really like to do is, before we come out and do these home site evaluations, we'd like to have a good idea of what kind of plan you're looking for. So, if we can get a good idea of your home plan.
Make sure it's going to fit.
Yeah. Get general idea of budget too, just to make sure everything's, everything's realistic with it. And our goal with our home site evaluations is basically to get you to where is it going to cost $10,000 to get this home site ready for me to build a home on? Or is it going to cost $100,000 for me to get this home site ready to build on? For instance, sometimes we'll go look at hillside lots in the mountains, and for the most part, if your home site's sloping like this away from the road and you've got a big chunk of rock sitting in the middle of it, it's going to be a more expensive home site to do what we call the development work on it. In other words, getting it ready for us to build the home.
And the reason why you don't have to deal with that in our communities is because they're already developed. So that's why we have this list, and we need to go through and check all these things because, like I said, when we're in our own communities, it's already been developed. And out here, there's some preparation that needs to be done. So, so what's the first thing on the list? How does this work?
The very first thing that we do, again, is get an idea of the home site you're looking for, get an idea of the plan. Because that'll help us too. If you're looking at doing a home that's 40 feet deep, then we have very different home site evaluation than if you're looking at doing a home that's 70 foot by 70 foot as far as the foot.
Or acreage even.
Exactly. So the first thing we're going to show up is we're going to start looking at utilities. So we're going to come out and look and see if you have public water, public sewer, power available on site, things like that. So of course that can be a big change. We've worked with homeowners before who have their homes 1,200 feet away from the road. And of course that's going to take significant work on running the electrical too. We've worked with homeowners before who of course, don't have sewer on the property. It's very common, and we can get kind of a round number on the septic system. And of course, we're working with a homeowner right now who does not have public water. So they're going to need to look at working with a well drilling service, and we'll work on getting a price for them for that. So we're going to look at those utilities first. The next thing we're going to look at is the general lay of the home. And here's one where these home site evaluations are super useful. And Kayla, if you don't mind, follow me around a little bit. I'm going to show them the front yard here. Kayla, if you can look over there, we have a few piles of dirt right there. So what we've actually done on this home site, Mr. and Miss Webster got a really good value, really great value on this home site.
It was a great value.
Yeah. And part of it was because there was a little bit of some weird drainage with the home site. And so when everybody else looked at this home site, they said, the drainage is kind of weird, what am I going to do? They came to us, we were able to work with them through this, and we said, this is easy. We're going to bring in about 12 loads of dirt. Here's about how much that's going to cost, and we're going to basically change the drainage of your home site. And so what a lot of people thought maybe was a $15,000, $20,000 dirt work bill was actually much closer to a $5,000 or $6,000 dirt work bill, which suddenly made this home, again, just this home site an incredible value even once you factor in the development expense. So that's kind of the next thing that we look for. And then of course we're also going to look at, how we're going to access the property, things like that. Because, again, if we're building in a neighborhood like this, it's real easy. We get a little bit extra gravel, get a nice construction drive in. If we're looking at building a home that's 900 feet away from the road, of course we need to look at getting you a construction drive put in. And you know, seasonability will work on that some too. If we're building a house in the summer, we may not do a construction drive. If we're going to start building your home in October, we probably need to put some gravel down, or you're going to wind up with a few free trucks stuck in your front yard. So maybe you won't want to put the gravel down.
Can you tell us a little bit while you're talking about like grading and how, so the grading obviously, if you have a slope or whatever, that's going to determine what kind of foundation you need.
Yes.
A lot of times homeowners don't know. They come to us and they think, I mean, and even me, I mean, I do this every day. I still have to call Charlie and ask. We have some lots, home sites that are really flat, and they still end up actually being a lot taller by the time they build the house. So how, I mean, is that just something that you have just gained knowledge over the years and can tell, or how, what's the best way for them to know, besides just calling us and having us do this home site evaluation?
Well, the thing I've learned about looking at grade on anything is that you can't tell. I've been doing this for a long time. I helped my dad when I was, before they had the lasers that we use now to determine grade, we used to have the old transits you look through with the crosshairs, and so I've been carrying around a story pole as long as I could hold one up. Story pole is what they use for the grading.
Gotcha.
But anyways, the grading, it always needs a tool to be able to tell, because you still have trouble seeing exactly what it is. So the ideal condition for a home site, of course, is having it being tabletop flat, and then we can use what we call a monolithic foundation, a slab on grade foundation. It's a very cost-effective foundation system. It's really one of the strongest foundation systems, but it only works on a very flat home site. So of course, if you have slope, we have to come out and look, and there's trade-offs. Do we do what's called a block and fill foundation, which is where we do a raised slab, which is what we have on our home here, or do we bring in and build a pad? In other words, bring in compacted dirt, raise the home site up to level, and then build on top of that. And we'll look at the cost benefit on that, because sometimes you can actually bring in dirt, build a pad, and build a monolithic on top of that.
And that would be less,
on top of that would be less than
expensive.
doing a block and fill.
So these are all things that we try to help you consider, because obviously we want you to get the best bang for your buck. Charlie, we talked about this last week at the basement walk that we did for the Facebook Live video, and why we do the concrete walls. Yes, it is a little more expensive, but you know, Charlie is really good at telling you where you can, I don't want to say cut corners, but where the best place to spend more money, because it's going to be a better value or a better longevity for your home. So I think he does a good job of explaining that to customers too when they say, well, where are we coming up with this money or whatever. He does a really good job explaining why we got to that number. So anyways, that was a little bit of a rabbit trail, but I have a lot of people that ask me, how do you determine which foundation we need to use? And so I thought that was
it's very good. I hadn't actually thought about saying that. So yeah, it's actually really good.
There you go. So after we look at grading, septic, all that kind of stuff, what's the next kind of thing that you would do on the home site evaluation?
We're going to go in and look at some more of the various development costs that are associated with building a home, because what we price our on your lot homes is basically a fully developed home site, and that's really the way for you to get the best value. And I can talk a little bit about how the construction firms, about how the financing works?
Yes, so in our communities, if you were going to build in our communities, a lot of times, Charlie, now it doesn't happen this way every time. In fact, we had a closing this morning where the customer carried their own construction loan.
Saves a ton of money.
It does save a lot of money. We can call me and I'll tell you a little bit about the discount we can do. But so if we were in one of our communities, Charlie owns, he owns that property, so he's the one that typically will carry the construction loan.
Well, my dad owns the
property. Well, that's true. It is, Joe. But if we're off site, you're going to buy this home site, and so tell them why it's better. Why we do it with them having the construction loan instead of you.
The biggest part is that it just saves a ton of money doing it that way, because what you're able to do is you're purchasing the land. We help you with all these development items I'm talking about, but we do those and let you pay direct. So in other words, you're not paying Murphy Homes to pay somebody else to do some work on these development
You don't have to be
parts.
The middleman for you.
Exactly. And so by carrying the construction loan, we're able to pay that direct, like the septic system. We don't make money putting in a septic system. We help you evaluate it. We tell you who to call. We can make phone calls for you. We help you schedule. I'll be scheduling their septic system, or I won't. We will. Murphy Homes will be scheduling their septic system next week. So it can just save a ton of money on that. And so you basically wind up with 3 different pieces when you go to your bank and look at your total investment. And that's your land, your development, and your Murphy Homes contract. We also at Murphy Homes work on a fixed price contract, so when you sign your construction agreement with us, you know what your price is going to be.
It's not going to fluctuate. It's not going to change depending on, you know, what day it is.
Yeah.
So I think that's honestly happen a lot when you do a cost plus. So
Yes, that's exactly what it does, and that's, yeah. But anyway, so we don't do that. But the thing that on the development expenses, if you have somebody come out and say, oh, we'll charge you $10,000 to build a pad on your lot and that price won't change, that person either doesn't know what they're doing or they have just overpriced the pad for you. So on those, getting, you know, an hourly rate, things like that, are the way to go, because it'll give you a more honest price. And again, so we separate that out from the Murphy Homes contract. You have a fixed contract with us. You have estimated expenses on your home site evaluation that you can bring to the bank, and then of course you have your home site value. What's really great about doing it this way too is that I wouldn't be surprised if this is the case for the Websters. You can often get an appraisal on these items, your lot and your home, for more than you actually spend on the home. And at today's interest rates, you know, I mean, we're still getting sometimes even a 3%, 4% interest rate. Going in with no down payment and financing a lot of your home is, in my opinion, at least a very wise investment.
well, it's so inexpensive to
There we go.
Hey, we're back. Sorry, we lost our connection for a minute, but it's okay because it was really sunny and we needed to move so we could stop baking in the sun. Charlie and I were just talking about financing and different ways that you can do the financing options. Before he jumps back on, I want to remind y'all, if you're watching, make sure that you like the video, comment below, tell us, do you like the beach or the lake? Which one do you prefer? And we'll put you in a drawing for our $25 Amazon gift card. And our winner from last week was Lisa Gregory. Thank you for watching, but y'all make sure you comment below.
There, oh, wow. Okay.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Wow, sorry guys.
There we go again. Okay.
Backward.
It's, yeah, I think so. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Just kidding. Okay, sorry, Athens has some spotty service, which apparently we've been having issues with that anyway, but, okay, so I think we were about finished. Come over here, Charlie, because if we move, then we might lose our service.
Yeah.
So, okay, finish up for us. After you get done doing all this home site evaluation, and we talk to the bank, on getting their construction loan, what's the next step for us moving forward?
Really what we do, again, you do plan, home site evaluation, and then we move on to a construction agreement with Murphy Homes. And then at that point you can take the home site evaluation, your land value, and the Murphy Homes construction agreement, get that total package financing together with your bank. You can do that simultaneous to doing your selections. We do your pre-construction meeting, and then we start your home. Again, with us, it's always prepare up front, draw it 7 times on paper before we ever start it in the field, ask questions on paper, make your mistakes with ink and paper, not concrete and 2x4, and then we start construction.
Yeah, I love what you say all the time. It's a custom home, but it's not a custom process.
Exactly.
And we do custom homes every day. Every home that we build is a custom home, but we build it the exact same way. We build every home exactly the same way. We follow exactly the same process, and it works, and that's why we do it that way. So you can rest assured that, you know, we're not perfect. Stuff does fall through the cracks sometimes, but because we have the processes in place, it really, really cuts back on any major issues, and we usually, if we do make a mistake, we catch it before we get out here to the field. So,
And even in the field, I've actually, since we've been here this afternoon, I have 4 mistakes that will be fixed promptly on Mr. and Ms. Webster's home that they didn't notice while they were here. So we'll get those taken care of.
and something else that I'll touch on while we're off site is we have a dedicated construction manager that comes to all of our off-site builds, so you can know for sure somebody's going to be at your home almost every day, if not every day. Charlie also goes out to every home we build, at least once a week. And so it's very personal. We try to make this, feel as custom as we can, because it is custom. And we do a lot of hand holding, because that's what needs to be done when you are building a custom home. So Charlie, thank you so much for coming out. It's always a pleasure when we have guests and I don't have to ramble on the whole time by myself. Again, if you are watching the video, make sure that you comment below. Tell us beach or lake. Which one do you prefer? Beach or lake? You lived at the beach.
Yeah, I like both. I don't know.
I'm just happy if you put me in the water.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of the same way. So
Just like water. We like to enjoy ourselves every once in a while.
I like building houses.
That too. It is fun. I will say, this is the most fun place to work there is. We've got a good group of people and really good team. So, okay. If you are...
I forgot to mention Clay doesn't work here anymore, so it's going to be a little less fun.
Uh-oh.
Just joking. Sorry, Clay.
That was not nice. Clay is safe.
That's funny.
Nobody freak out. Charlie has bad jokes.
I
Okay.
have really good jokes.
Okay, we're going to be open in the model homes this weekend. Greenbrier Woods is where you need to come and see us. Our model home in Greenbrier Hills is almost done. We're so excited about that. Couple more weeks, 3 more weeks?
We're hoping to be able to move in June.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a little faster than we'd build if it was one of our homeowners' homes, but since we're going to be the one zoning it, we're going to build it a little bit faster.
Okay, so you can still go over and see that, but Stephen is going to be in the Greenbrier Woods model this weekend. So if you need to see something in either community, you can head over to the Woods model. They'll be open tomorrow 11 to 5 and Sunday 1 to 5. Of course, if you need information on how to get there or a phone number to call, just make sure you send a message to our Facebook page and Kayla will get you in touch with us. We hope that y'all have a great weekend. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on in both communities and outside of our communities too. So any questions, just let us know and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.
Check out the new website.
Our new
Check out the new
website is
website.
awesome. Y'all make sure you go on. Have we done the drawing already?
We haven't picked a
We
winner.
haven't picked a winner, so there's still time to go on there and check it out and comment below. And you can get entered into that drawing as well. So, okay, we're done. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week around noon.